Not every smile is support. Not every compliment is admiration. Sometimes it's measurement. There are people who won't challenge you directly. They won't attack. They won't confront. They'll test you quietly. A comment disguised as humor. A subtle interruption. A delayed reply that feels intentional. And in those moments, something invisible is happening. They're not reacting to you. They're studying you. How quickly do you get defensive? How easily do you laugh off disrespect? How much pressure does it take before your composure cracks? Because in every social environment, there is hierarchy, and hierarchy is not declared, it is calibrated. The unsettling truth? You've been tested before. More than once. The real question isn't whether someone is testing you. It's whether you even recognize when it happens. And the first sign is so subtle most people thank the person for it. Sign 1. They slightly disrespect you as a jokey before someone challenges you openly. They test how you handle small humiliation. It sounds harmless. A joke about your habits. A comment about your appearance. A playful exaggeration about your mistake. Everyone laughs, including you. But notice something. After the joke lands, they don't look at the group first. They look at you. Because this isn't humor. It's calibration. In dominance psychology, mild public teasing is often used as a probe. Not to embarrass you, but to measure your threshold. Do you laugh nervously? Over-explain? Fire back aggressively? Or remain calm and controlled? Imagine this in a workplace meeting. You present an idea. A colleague smirks and says, "Wow, someone's been watching too many motivational videos." The room chuckles. If you shrink, they register lower resistance. If you snap, they mark emotional volatility. If you smile slowly and continue speaking without reacting, they register stability. That stability shifts power. Small jokes are rarely small. They are low-risk dominance tests. Safe enough to deny, sharp enough to measure, and if you pass, the dynamic changes. But if you don't, the tests escalate. Because if someone can lower your status with laughter, they will try something stronger next. And the next sign is not wrapped in humor, it's wrapped in control. Sign 2. They interrupt or talk over you. If joking didn't reveal your boundary, they'll test control. Interruption is rarely accidental. Watch closely. When you begin speaking, especially in a group, and someone cuts in mid-sentence, what are they really doing? They are not correcting you. They are repositioning themselves above you. In social dominance dynamics, conversational control equals status control. Who speaks uninterrupted ranks higher. Imagine a team discussion. You begin explaining your strategy. Halfway through, someone interjects, yeah, we get it. What he's trying to say is, and they rephrase your idea. Now the room looks at them. Not you. This is not enthusiasm. It's a subtle takeover. The real test isn't the interruption. It's your reaction. Do you apologize for being long-winded? Fall silent? Compete louder? Or calmly say, "Let me finish"? Calm assertion signals internal hierarchy stability. Reactive escalation signals insecurity. Interruptions are dominance pings. If they can consistently override your voice, they slowly rewrite the social structure. And if control through speech doesn't work, there's another method, one that feels passive, but is far more calculated. It's silence. Sign 3. They delay responses intentionally. Control isn't always loud. Sometimes its absence, delayed replies can be strategic. Not every late response is manipulation, but when someone consistently responds to others quickly and you slowly, you're being measured. Because responsiveness equals perceived value. In social exchange theory, attention is currency. Imagine this. You send a message. They're active online, posting, liking, commenting, but your message sits unopened. Hours pass, then a short reply, "Hi, sorry, just saw this." Did they? Maybe. Or maybe they're testing your urgency. Do you double text? Do you explain yourself? Do you ask if everything is okay? When you chase, you lower leverage. Intentional delay is a subtle power tactic. It creates imbalance. And imbalance reveals need. If you remain composed, respond normally without emotional leakage, the test fails, because the goal isn't communication. It's hierarchy confirmation. And if silence doesn't destabilize you, some people escalate in a different direction. They create public contrast. And that's where the next sign begins. Sign 4. They publicly disagree but privately align. Because power isn't about truth. It's about positioning. Some people won't challenge you alone. They'll wait for an audience. In private, they nod, they agree. They validate your perspective. But in public, they pivot. I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. Or subtle, polished, strategic. This is status reframing. In group psychology, public contradiction can lower perceived authority, even if minor. Imagine a brainstorming session. Yesterday, they supported your idea enthusiastically. Today, in front of leadership, they say, "I think we need to rethink parts of this." Not because it's wrong, but because challenging you publicly shifts alignment. It signals independence or dominance. Watch what happens after they speak. Do they glance at you? They're measuring composure. If you react emotionally, if you calmly clarify without hostility, you regain position. Public contradiction is a stress test. not of your idea, but of your status stability. And if you allow that shift without response, they try something even smaller, something easier to deny. They test your boundaries, quietly. Sign 5. They ignore small boundaries. And if you allow small violations, larger ones follow. Boundaries are rarely attacked directly. They are eroded gradually. Someone borrows something without asking, makes decisions on your behalf, touches your belongings casually, teases after you've signaled discomfort. Small things, almost harmless, but dominant psychology operates incrementally. Each ignored boundary becomes data. Imagine you say, "I'd prefer if we kept this professional." They laugh, show relax. If you drop it, they log the response. Low resistance. Now imagine you calmly repeat, "Twee meant it." Not aggressive, not defensive, just firm. That firmness forces recalibration. Testing boundaries isn't about malice. It's about discovering where you end and where they begin. Those who respect strength stop early. Those who sense flexibility push further. And when boundaries don't provoke reaction, some people disguise the test differently. They wrap it in praise, and it sounds like a compliment. But it isn't. Sign 6, they give backhanded compliments. Some tests are wrapped in approval. You're actually smarter than I thought. Oh, look good. For someone who doesn't work out, on the surface it's positive. Underneath, it's hierarchical framing. Backhanded compliments insert subtle superiority. They position the speaker above you while appearing generous. This tactic tests your awareness. Do you accept it gratefully? Laugh it off? Or calmly reframe it? For example, then you thought, silence, let them explain. Now the dynamic shifts. Because backhanded praise relies on unconscious acceptance. The moment you calmly question it, the leverage dissolves. These comments aren't random. They're status nudges. Small psychological pushes to see how much framing you'll absorb. And if praise doesn't destabilize you, they resort to observation. The final sign isn't in what they say, it's in what they watch. Sign 7. They watch your reaction after subtle disrespect, and the final test is observation. After a slight jab, a delayed reply, an interruption, they look at you. Not aggressively, not obviously, but carefully, because the reaction is the real result. Testing behavior is incomplete without data collection. Dominant psychology isn't emotional, it's analytical. They want to know how fast do you react, how intensely, how visibly. The person who remains steady, breath unchanged, tone stable, posture relaxed, communicates internal control. And internal control signals higher rank. The person who fidgets, overtalks, defends excessively signals insecurity. Every reaction teaches people how to treat you. That is the hidden law. People test to learn your thresholds. Once learned, they rarely test again. Because hierarchy becomes clear, and that's the uncomfortable truth. You cannot stop people from testing you, but you can control what they discover. And what they discover determines how they position you every time.